today about one of the most.
Gas prices, they aren't just frustrating. Why California gas prices are the highest in the country.
And for many commuters, that's $2,500 to $4,000 just to get to work.
I can speak to my specific area.
Why gas costs so much.
Today, our average gas prices are between $4.95 and $5.36 per gallon.
You know, what most people don't realize is this.
Gas prices surge as California refineries shut their doors.
California has the highest gas taxes in the country.
Even if we have to go 5 miles, 10 miles,
California has lost multiple refineries.
it can take you 45 minutes to an hour to get somewhere.
And Jen, I appreciate you just confirmed that. Hey, welcome back to the Leaving California podcast. Super excited. I'm here with my co-host, Jen Day. She's my boots in the ground in Leaving California. And Jen, you're going to notice I got my Knights. Go Knights. This was actually the week of this filming was my birthday, and a friend of mine took me to one of our Golden Knights games, and we won, Jen. So it's really cool.
Woohoo! Well,
And
happy birthday. What a great birthday gift for you. That's fun.
thanks. And again, I'm David Berry along with my co-host Jen Day, and we're talking today about one of the most controversial topics and expensive realities of living in California. Yep, you guessed it, gasoline. If you filled up your tank recently and you already know what we're talking about. And if you ever stood at the pump wondering how this became normal, then you've tuned into the right channel.
Yeah, you know what? Gas prices, they aren't just frustrating, they're affecting family budgets and your commute choices, your job decisions, even where people decide to live. Today we're breaking down why California gas prices are the highest in the country and what that really means for your cost of living.
There's a lot of people interested in this segment, Jen. I know it. So, first, let's start with the facts. California consistently ranks number one. And by the way, Jen is there in California. She loves California, but there are a few things that bother her, and we'll get to that in a minute. It could
This
be
would be
number
one of
two.
them for sure.
Yeah, in the nation for the highest gas prices. On average, Californians pay $1.50 to $2.50 more per gallon than the national average. Over the course of a year, it adds up. And for many commuters, that's $2,500 to $4,000 just to get to work.
It's not just an opinion. That's based on publicly available transportation and energy data. So that's why we're here. We're giving you this information. And when people say it's not, or it's just a few extra dollars, they're not just looking at the full picture. Like this is monthly expense that rivals utilities, sometimes even groceries. And I can speak to my specific area. I live in Santa Monica on the beach. Now, don't get me wrong,
I'm jealous. I'm a
it's
little jealous.
it's beautiful.
Yeah.
But as of today, our average gas prices are between $4.95 and $5.36 per gallon.
Crazy.
That's kind of insanity. And, it depends on if you get regular or premium gas. I mean, Lord help you if you have to get premium gas all the time, because
Right.
it definitely adds up. And, David, I have kind of an interesting anecdote. When you and I first started talking about doing a podcast about gasoline prices, literally that same day, my dad sent me a text. And for those of you guys who don't know, I'm from Michigan. And my family all still lives there. My parents desperately are trying to convince me to move back. So he sent me this text. He goes, gas prices surge as California refineries shut their doors. And he says, maybe California is not the place for you. Love Dad. Gas in Michigan is $2.57, not $5 plus.
Oh my God. You know what most people don't realize is this. Californians aren't just paying for the gasoline, they're paying for policy decisions layered on top of gasoline. And, I want to break this down a little bit, and I want to talk specifically about why gas costs so much. And I've been doing a little research on this. I am by no means an expert, Jen, on gasoline, but I did do some research, and there's five main reasons. Number one, it's the taxes and fees. California has the highest gas taxes in the country. They haven't kept that a secret. Everybody knows that that's a fact. Between excise taxes, sales taxes, environmental fees, underground storage, and carbon-related charges, Californians pay over $1 a gallon before they even get to the pump.
That means that prices go up. They don't come back down the same way they do, in other states.
And the reason number two is the California special fuel blend. California requires a unique gasoline formula, often called a carb blend. Only a handful of refineries can make it. If even one refinery goes offline, prices will spike immediately. And we've been hearing rumors that you're losing a couple of your refineries this year.
Yeah, it's super unfortunate, and unlike other states, California can't easily import emergency fuel. That makes the system fragile, and the consumers, they feel it instantly.
And then number three is the carbon programs. And I know that, Jen, I don't want to pick on you, but I am over here in Nevada. Got my Golden Knights shirt on, by the way.
Yeah.
And, you guys, you have prided yourself on green. So I give you that. And so refiners in California are required to purchase carbon credits. These costs don't disappear. They're passed directly to drivers at the pump. Then on number four, California has lost multiple refineries. We kind of touched on that a minute ago, and that is very important when it comes to gas prices. So over the last decade, you guys have lost several, and I think a couple are also leaving California as well. So less refining capacity plus steady demand equals what? Higher prices, right? And then reason number five is infrastructure limitations. Other states can reroute fuel through pipelines when there's a shortage. California largely cannot. So when something goes wrong, there's no quick fix.
Yeah, when you put this all together, higher prices aren't a surprise. They're the outcome of how the system was designed. And I
And
appreciate having, the green push and, wanting to make sure that you have these limitations, these restrictions, that everything is happening safe. So we do need that. However, when you make it so strict and the companies are feeling it, then they're like, well, we'll just leave then. And then the
Jen,
Californians suffer.
as a side note, I'm curious. Have you had any clients that have complained to you about gas prices in California?
Oh, all the time. And obviously it's not, one level, there's all these reasons, but gas is inevitably in the top five. Like it because we have such a commute, even if we have to go 5 miles, 10 miles, it can take you 45 minutes to an hour to get somewhere. And then you're
That is
sitting in
true.
your car and you're burning your gas. And when I used to live in Michigan, I would be like, oh, I can do these 10 things on my list today. Now I can do like three things in between, appointments and stuff that I have to do. It's like you really can't just run errands willy-nilly. You have to plan it out because if you go
Yeah.
during rush hour, which is 5 hours out of your day, time frame, like 2 to 6, then you kind of have to like limit what you can do because it's going to cost you so much money to do these things.
Yeah, and our disclaimer, guys, every week we talk about this. We're not here to tell you you should leave California. And I promise you, Jen's never going to say, you need to get the hell out of California. You need to go. I mean, I know she doesn't say that, but and just to be clear, there is no perfect place in America, but there's give and take with a lot of stuff. Now, energy economists often describe California as a boutique fuel market, high regulation, limited supply, unique fuel requirements. That combination virtually guarantees higher prices.
Transportation analysts consistently point out that no other state combines high taxes, carbon penalties, restricted refining, and special fuel blends like California does. It's not one thing, it's everything stacked together, David.
Yeah, I get it. And policy analysts are very clear about this. California's fuel system is designed to discourage driving. I mean, that's really what this is all about, not to make driving affordable. And regardless of how someone feels about that goal, the financial impact on families is real. Now, this is where we see it show up in real life. Families tell me they're spending 700 to $1,000 a month just commuting. And Jen, I appreciate you just confirmed that. That changes everything.
People really are paying attention to, what jobs they choose. They're turning down jobs that are farther away. And like I said, when I say far away, I mean like if it's not within 5 miles, because it not only takes forever to get there, but it's, having to have all of those expenses, more wear and tear on your car, insurance, all these things that participate in the cost of transportation. So they downsize vehicles, they rely on remote work, and not really just because they want to, but because they have to.
That's unfortunate. That part is unfortunate. But you do have a beautiful beach, girl. I gotta tell you that is amazing. Now, gas becomes part of the housing conversation. Where you live, how far you drive, and what you can afford.
And for many families, it becomes the tipping point, not because of one big bill, but because of just the constant pressure and having to produce more and more to, be able to sustain even just a standard lifestyle here.
Yeah, and unfortunately, guys, I hate to, well, I think everybody already knows this. Gas prices in California aren't going down anytime soon. This isn't a short-term spike, it's a long-term structural issue.
And if gas prices are impacting your lifestyle, your finances, or your long-term plans, it might be time to start exploring options.
So, if you'd like to see how fuel, housing, and overall cost of living compare in other states, that's where Jen and I come in. And that's why we're having this weekly podcast. So, we would love for you guys, by the way, guys, we really appreciate you sharing, liking, and commenting. And maybe if you make a comment, gas or move underneath when we post this, that would let us know that you wanted to get more information. And we'll send you our relocation cost comparison guide. And we really appreciate you guys tuning in and listening. And hopefully, we're going to see you on the next episode. We're going to keep bringing the facts, we're going to keep bringing you information. And we just want people to have a better quality of life, whether that's in California or in another state. That's what we do. And Jen, do you have any final thoughts that you want to
Yeah,
sign
I
off
just
with?
had one little story that kind of really hit home, even for me personally, because I got a chance to get together with my sisters, and we did a road trip from New York to Michigan. We had to drive because my sister has a very large dog, so we had to do the trip on the road. And I was like, just kind of offering, I didn't even think about it. I was like, oh, well, I'll pay for gas on the trip. That, I'll help out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we get, to some of the gas stations there. We're mostly going through Pennsylvania, and I was like, "Oh my God, I felt like I was getting free gas. Like it was so much cheaper."
Wow.
It just kind of blew my mind, and I was like, "You know what? I actually, because I live in California and I'm just every day so used to all these insane prices, it didn't even dawn on me how much cheaper it was. And when you actually are the one spending your own money and paying attention to it, it really kind of blew my mind. And so then I started actually paying attention to, the real prices and how all of this stuff adds up. And so David and I, we are here, we feel you, we understand that there's just levels of kind of stress that go with all of this. And if you love it, amazing, stay. But if you feel like it's time for you to make plans, I'm happy to help you. I'm in the Los Angeles County area. I can help you make a plan to sell your property, and of course, David can help you on the other side figure out where you want to go, and especially if you want to go to Nevada, he's your guy. So we're here to help you.
Thank you guys so much again for tuning in, and we'll see you on our next episode. Take care. Bye bye.
Bye.